Scudsworth Productions presents the Retronomicon.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay up tonight.
No. Well, you work tomorrow, so that's okay.
I don't even think I could even if I didn't work tomorrow. My head's starting to hurt again.
No, I'm pretty dead. We might call it a short Retronomicon tonight.
I'm dying right now.
Yeah, really pretty bad.
My eyes are droopy. My head hurts. I feel sick to my stomach. I'm just dying. If you guys don't hear from me in a while, you know what happened. And no, Josh didn't kill me.
No, would never.
I know.
I've never heard.
I'm listening to too many true
crime stuff. Okay, can you explain that?
But
The interest that, like, it seems to be just a commonly accepted thing that women and girls like true crime. And I got some theories.
I don't know why girls like it. I don't even know what it is about it.
Why do you like it?
Why do I like it? Because I have always been fascinated by the psyche. I like, you know, it's terrible and it's, you know, an awful thing to, like, be interested in what people do because some people are very, very sick and I've heard some awful stories. But it's like, I guess I'm always fascinated by the fact that there are people out there that do it, right? Because, like,
it's like a sick interest.
It's a weird interest to be like, I want to know why someone decided to kill their parents and, you know, whatever. But it's like, what makes you... I mean, when you're born, you know right from... I mean, you don't... When you're a baby, you don't know right from wrong. You're taught those things, right? Like, I think there's an instinct in every single one of us to know the whole, you know, what is right and wrong. Yeah. But in the end, we're taught what right is wrong by, like, the people around us. So if someone says it's right to do, you know, to share, right? Yeah. To be like, hey, if you shared your cookie with this person, they would be your friend and they would really like that. And that's something nice to do, is to share your cookies with somebody. Instead of just being a greedy little bitch and keeping all the cookies to yourself. You know, nobody likes a greedy little pig, right?
Nobody likes a greedy little bitch. You know how you talk to kids?
Yeah.
Don't be a greedy little bitch.
Don't be a greedy little bitch. Share your cookies with your mama. But, like... I
feel like I might have struck a very specific nerve. Don't be a greedy bitch. Share with your mom.
Share with your mom. But, like, I think there's also those ways of being like, even though some people are not taught to be nice, sometimes they're just genuinely nice. Like, there's something inside of us that we just are nice.
We just want to be.
We just want to be nice because we want to be. We all want to be.
We all want to be friends with people.
Well, I think we all want attention. Like, even those that don't think they want attention, we want attention. So, some people seek attention in different ways, and I think...
And sometimes the way they seek it is by murdering a bunch of dudes?
Yes, and sometimes they skew it as not just attention, but as something that makes them feel whatever it is they're looking for. It's kind of like being in love. You know, some people love the idea of being in love, so even when they're, you know, gone through a million relationships, they're not happy unless they're in love or in a relationship, right? And there's some people out there who are just like, you know, I like the idea of being in love, but I want to find the right person to be in love with. So we all have different ways of feeling satisfied with, like, a specific thing. Well, these people that sometimes, you know, murder and do really terrible things, it's because there's something inside them that's like, I'm not happy right now. I need something to fill that sadness that I have, and I need to do it. So my fascination is what is it that you didn't
what
get?
draws them to that?
What
point.
draws you to that point? Like, you know, why would you do that? And here's the thing: some people don't even kill. Some people are just sick in the head. I mean, one of the stories I listened to today was about a woman who somehow, like, she was born into a family that was like, I wouldn't say like super rich or anything, and she wasn't super poor. They were pretty well off, but the dad ended up dying, and way back then, like back in the 30s, when someone died, like he killed himself basically. I guess life insurance, you can actually get paid out for suicide, where I'm not sure what it is now. You cannot. So if the person kills themselves, you don't get any money. But back then in the 30s, it was like, yeah, if somebody killed themselves, you get the money. So her and her mom end up in this beautiful fancy hotel, and she ends up becoming a really beautiful girl, and she ends up getting a bunch of modeling things, and she becomes a socialite, and, you know, just whole thing. And then she ends up going to Hollywood and trying to get a part in a movie. Well, she doesn't get the part, but she gets a bunch of modeling gigs and stuff like that. And then
are you talking about Betty Page?
No.
Oh.
No. Some other lady. She's not a well-known person other than the fact that she's fucking crazy. So, here to find out, she also suffers from schizophrenia, which, crazy enough, a lot of these people have mental issues. Like, they're either
kind of be crazy
bipolar or they're schizophrenic. Like, and some of them have been diagnosed, and some of them were not diagnosed until after the craziness happened. Anyways, so she goes on to meet this girl and her another young aspiring actress who ends up meeting, like saying, hey, this is my brother and all this other thing. And the woman's like, yeah, your brother's really good looking, but you guys, you know, I'm not that interested. And then she finds out later on that this family is from money. Like they are going to inherit all the money that their parents had and stuff. So she tricks this guy into marrying her, and they end up having a son together later on in life, and ends up moving to Paris and all this stuff because this woman's a nutcase, and she ended up getting like really sloppy drunk and caused a scene at one of the parties, and they're just like, we need to move, and we need to move so far away that no one knows your name. And so they moved to Paris, and their son, who at 18 decided, like, and this is the thing, so we're talking about the mom and the dad and how they hate each other, and they're, you know, sleeping around with other people, and they finally, you know, get a divorce and stuff, and she's a crazy nutcase. Well, here's the son in the background who is like, hey, you know, I'm gonna, you know, go do my own thing, and everyone, their parents are like, yeah, go do your own thing, it's fine, we've got lots of money, you're fine, you can do whatever you want. So he goes and does his thing. Well, he finds out later on in life he's gay. Well, his mom gets whiff of it that he's gay, and she doesn't like that. So she goes to wherever he is, picks him up, brings him back to the house, and is like, you cannot be gay. We are too rich for that. If anybody finds out that you're gay, that could really hurt our status. You can't be this way. You have to like girls. So she goes and puts him up with a date and stuff, and he's like, this isn't what I want. Well, this is how crazy she is. She decides that she was told that she gives good sex, so she has sex with her son.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's how crazy she is. So this abuse happens for a very long time, and then he finally kills her.
Well, okay, see, I mean, that makes sense. That there's a purpose, there's an understanding, there's a reason.
See what I'm saying? And same thing with Gypsy Rose is one of the other girls.
Yeah.
Have you heard about her case?
Yeah, well, I watched that one with you.
You watched that one, yeah. So, I mean, there you go. There's all kinds of reasons. Oh, night, Rini. Thank you for watching. Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why people are weird and crazy, but I like the psyche part of it. I want to know why people do the things they do and what makes them tick. Oh, I feel so sick to my stomach. I haven't been feeling well at all. Trying to drink water. Yay, murder. Exactly. Yay, murder. Yeah, but they are crazy, and that's the problem. Like, so, you know, the mom thinks that that's going to make her son not gay, and it's like, well, that's not the case. That's not how...
That's not how any of this
works. So, you know, it is abuse. She's doing something to him, and, you know... He's like, why? And then, like, a bunch of stories go out and everything, and it's not a good thing. And then, like, the Gypsy Rose thing, that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's other examples of, like, you know, this teen, she's, you know, her family is really well off, and they've got money. And she goes and meets this boy, and she's like, well, I want to move in with this boy. And they're like, well, we really don't want you doing that. You're kind of too young for that. And so she gets pissed off, and she goes and thinks, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have my parents killed. So,
yes.
That's what she does, because she thinks that if she, you know, gets rid of her parents, that means she can start doing whatever she wants. But it's like, who in their right mind just automatically jumps to, like,
murder.
I'm not happy, and I can't get my way because someone else is in my way, I'm going to kill somebody. It's like, what? Why? Can't you just be a good kid? Like... Seriously, like, you might want to thank your parents later for maybe, like, you not having to get maybe pregnant at a really young age because you're too stupid or something, or being a drug addict later. Like, honestly, it's not that hard. Just, here's my thing. I guess it's just because I'm not saying my childhood was perfect, but I guess I just decided that there's no point of rebelling. Because, like, I don't know. All I kept thinking in my head is, where the fuck am I gonna go? Like, you know, my uncle was homeless most of his life. Why would I want to be like him? You know, my aunts are crazy. Why would I want to stay with them? Yeah. It was just easier to be like, where the fuck am I gonna go if I decided to run away? I mean, we all had those thoughts as a young kid. We're just like, we're unhappy. You know, our parents don't understand and all this other thing. And it's like, yeah, if I ran away... Cool, but I'm like, who's gonna take care of me? Like, that's in my brain. I'm like, I can't take care of myself. I'm a child. Like, who's gonna take care of me? I can't. What am I gonna eat? You know? Like, my brain was just not. What is he doing? Ichigo, stop throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, you got him. But like, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like I, of course, agree to an extent with that stuff, because it's like, of course, I have I've got, I'm neuroatypical, right? So it's
well, I mean, we both grew up with different families, situations too, though. I mean, like, I can't judge for everyone, but like for myself, I mean, my family was pretty normal. We didn't have a lot of craziness going on. My sister's dad didn't really care for me very much, but whatever. Like, I still lived with it. I loved my sister. I loved my mom. It was good. Sure, there was moments where I was like unhappy, but there was also moments where it was just like, again, where was I gonna go?
Yeah, but there's that for sure. No, what I mean is like, my point is like, I wasn't, I am not like a sane person by any huge stretch, but it's also like, there was never a point in my brain where I'm like, yeah, you know what would really solve this problem? If I just went out and started killing people.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. But with that, you know, girl, when she's just like, yeah, I'm going to hire someone, or not hire, but she's going to have my parents killed. So she goes and talks to her boyfriend. and his brother, and they agree to stage what would look like a break-in a sense. So the day of, she comes in the house, she turns all the alarms off so that the boys can creep into the house, and the boys...
Go murk 'em.
Yeah, and the boys do. They kill the mom and dad, right? And this is during the day, mind you. And she has a brother who's at school or whatever right now, and she's just, pretending like it's no big deal, nothing's happening. And then they like stage it, so they scatter paper everywhere and they make it look like a break-in or like there was a struggle. Apparently it was very poorly staged.
Yeah, they staged it to look like a staged break-in.
Yeah, it was very bad. And, yeah, like, it didn't turn out very well because, funny enough, even though once her parents died and they didn't know at first, she ended up getting this money because she was still underage.
Yeah.
So she got a ton of money. But in the end, her brother found out that this all happened, and because she had gone to jail, obviously, or prison, whatever, right? Because even though she wasn't the one that killed them, she was also the one that put everybody up to it.
Yeah, it's conspiracy to commit murder is also a crime.
Yeah, so she got hers, but when she got out of prison, she got the money anyways, right? But then her brother's like, F that, I get half of that. Because
F that, you killed my parents. I would rather have parents than an inheritance.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it was, and that was the deal. Was like, as much as I don't want to have to do this, we have to. We have to split it 50-50, and we're done here. But I mean, like, there's been some fucked up stories that I've heard. Sure. I mean, Bailey Sarian is the girl that I watch on YouTube, and she does her makeup and
Murder Makeup Mondays.
Murder, Makeup, and Mystery Mondays. So every Monday she uploads a new video. And it's really good, but man, there's some brutal, there's some stories which are just like, oh yeah, that's pretty crazy, woo, whatever. And then she gets into the brutal ones, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Fuck, yeah.
But yeah, and she warns you ahead of time that there's going to be some pretty graphic stuff. She talks about, like, people that eat other people, and she talks about, like, some older stuff, like, what do you call it? Like, kind of like unsolved mysteries and stuff like that, as well as, like, disappearances and things. Like, one of them was one of my favorites, not my favorite, like, one of the ones I liked the most interesting story was, like, the 5 unsolved ones, where it was just, like, people just go up missing, and no one's been able to figure out why.
Yeah, why or where or what
happened. I think the craziest one that, there was this guy, he ends up staying the night at a friend's house because, like, him and his wife, they live in one part of the city, but it takes like 3 hours to commute back and forth because they have to keep going back and forth to DC. And they both work there. It's just the one guy, he's like, I actually have a meeting in the morning and there's no point of, like, coming all the way back and then coming forward again. So I'm going to see if I can stay the night with someone's house for the night, and then in the morning I can just get up, go, and then you can pick me up at work again, and blah, 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 and we can ride home together the very next day. And the wife's like, yeah, that sounds great. If you find someone, that's perfect. So he ends up finding one of his old college mates, or letting him stay. Well, his old college mate has a boyfriend, plus another roomie who's, like, also kind of in a relationship with him.
Okay, like a throuple?
It kinda. It was a really weird, bizarre, complicated relationship because, like, the main guy would sleep with the other guy, but the other guy, like, the couple together wouldn't do it. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It was a weird love relationship. But anyways, and then there was a girl who lived there too, but she wasn't there all the time. So this guy goes to the house, and basically within, like, I think 15 minutes, shit just went down. But nobody knows what happened. Like, there's no way, there's no explanation for what happened in that 15 minutes because, like, the guy got in late because he had just finished work. He said he was coming to the house. When he got to the house, the one boyfriend was upstairs in his room watching TV.
Yeah.
And the roommate and the guy's friend was greeting him in the kitchen, talking to him for a bit. And the guy's like, you know, I would love to stay and chat, but I'm really exhausted. You know, I had a 3-hour drive in. I had a long day at work. I got to be up really early. Do you mind if I have a shower and just head to bed? And the guys are like, yeah, go ahead. So he goes and does this stuff. And apparently the one guy's upstairs trying to sleep. The other guy's watching TV. And then the roommate is in his room doing his thing. 15 minutes go by, and in that chunk, shit happened, and nobody knows exactly what happened. But then, the guy that was watching TV apparently hears a noise, and he calls 911, and he's like all distraught on the phone. But then when the ambulance gets there, they're just like, this is a weird situation. And, 'cause, like, you know, no one's really showing an emotion or like stress or like anything like that. So I guess the ambulance guy, the EMS gets in there and they're like, where's the body? Like, where's the guy? Like, where, you know? And so the roommate, he just kind of points in the direction just nonchalantly, like, yep, over there kind of thing. And the EMS guys are just like, it was a weird vibe up in here. Like, something just did not feel right. Because the roommate had a bathrobe on. And he looked like he just gotten freshly out of the shower. And same with the guy who called. He had a bathrobe on and freshly looked like he gotten out of the shower. So something didn't seem right. And then on the phone, the guy's like, yeah, there's blood, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the 911 operator's like, yeah, just keep pressure on it, you know, that kind of thing. But the EMS guys are just like, there was no blood. There was like a towel that had like spots of blood. But there was no blood. Like, there was, for someone who had just, like, had an accident or been stabbed, there was no blood. There was no blood on the wall. There was no blood on his shirt. Like, there was, like, a little stain on his shirt, but it did not look like someone had been stabbed the way it should. It was like, what's going on? So, speculation is that the boys basically did it. Like, these guys killed him for some reason, but we're not sure why they killed him. But there's still to this day, it's unsolved because no one has taken responsibility for the killing, and it was supposedly like just someone broke in right to that guy's door and killed him. But yet the roommate's door was the first door that the alleged killer could have gone to. Sue.
Cow.
Good job.